Arms here with Matt Pazlaski, and what I'm going to go over today is what I have ready for blacksmithing. We have my anvil here, and to show you the different areas on the anvil, I'll do that here. I'll move my files. What you have here is you have the horn, which you can use for rounding stock. You have the shoulder, which I will actually be used for forming the. We can use for packing the edge or forming the bevels. I'll go over that later. You have the hardy hole, which you use for hardy tools. This is a hot cut. Then you have I forget what this one is all the time. Then you have the shoulder, or no, that's the shoulder. This is the heel. Sorry. And then you have the feet here, and this is I need to secure these to some stumps. I have about 8 stumps, and I need to figure the best. The way to measure for correct height is you stand straight up, and you put your fist at your side, and you should just be able to kind of reach it. It should be like level with you, like the face of your anvil should be level with you. Now, this is a hot cut, and you use it with the hardy hole. The great thing about a hardy hole tool like this is I can use it by myself. I don't need to be like you can get like pairs, and it'll be like you'll have a hot cut, then you'll take another hammer and you'll hit the back end of it and cut it. But that you can use this by yourself, and you need to use this when it's hot and not cold. It has a lot sharper angle as compared to a cold cut. Now what I plan to do with my files here is that old rusty files like these are great for knife stock. It's high carbon steel, makes a good cutting edge. Now what I need to do is actually, I'll need to extend the tang. This one I hope to actually create into a dagger, which will have 2 edges. And what I'll need to do is extend the tang, which is actually what the handle is part of. And I'll make a point, of course, and I'll do all that forward work. This one I hope to make into a scrammer sax, which is a shorter C-axe knife used by Vikings and that during that time period, I think around 880, some time period around there. This I hope to be making into a Bowie knife, and which I'll need to make this longer and kind of go from there. This don't know what to make of it, but it is kind of thinner and quite a bit shorter than my other ones. So I don't know what to make out of it yet, what kind of knife. If a knife, or it's just, I was thinking about doing like an inlay with this, but I don't know how well that would work, so I'm just not going to do it. But other tools I have, right now I just have a 3-pound hammer. So I'll just use it for general forge work. It's a sledgehammer. This right here is a pipe wrench with a piece of bar stock welded onto it, and I can actually use this if I put it in my vise when I get one. Into it, I use it when it's hot, and I can twist and put twists into the metal. I have a twisting jig here, or a circling jig. I can use it. I can use the horn, or I can use this, but this would be a little bit more uniform. Like if I wanted to do the hilt of a sword, or coat hangers, or anything such as that. What you do is you put this in the vise. You start it on the shoulder, and then you put it in here, and then you twist it around, and then you sink it deeper, and you twist it around more, and you just get a more consistent twist. Now right here, I have I have 3 fine files I got. My dad actually picked up for me at a flea market, so I'm pretty excited about that. I need to get a rough or a bastard file and a medium file in between there for files, and assortment of finer files to get into like hilts of swords and just do finer details with. This here was given to me by my grandpa, or my papa. This was actually my uncle's old farrier's forge, and if you want to get into here, it's not very big. I mean, I can barely fit the one I want to use for my Bowie knife. I can kind of just barely fit that in there. What I found out is that I can put this long ways, and there's actually, if you want to rotate around, the camera wants to rotate around, it's actually a pinch here where I could do a lot of my, it's like the stock will actually come out of here, while I'm working, and then I can just pull it out of the hole in the cutout in the front, and I can continue working on that way. I don't really want to do my swords like this. I want to do a lot of coal work, which my forge is actually right over there. I already went over this in a previous video of mine, but this is just a propane forge. I have about 8 stumps I recently acquired from a person who was chopping down the tree. I asked if they were going to do anything with them. They said no, so I got them. This is the biggest and the widest and the heaviest stump right here. It's a little too short for my anvil, but I was thinking about cutting one of the other stumps, bolting it down to that, and then bolting that stump down to this stump, seeing how I like how big it is. And then I have what this is actually out of, and it's, for what I see here, is actually a perfect dishing stump. And what that is I'll drill like a 2-inch hole here with a certain depth, a 2-inch hole and a 2-inch hole, and then like a 3-inch hole. And when I get into plate armor making, which I want to do really bad if I want to make a helmet or do any metalworking where it requires dishing, it allows me to take a piece of flat metal and add a curve to it. Now over here, I actually have 3 more stumps I could use. But then I have like 2 other stumps that I really don't have any need for. And I'm just probably going to cut those and do either turn them into charcoal, or I'm going to just use them for chopping wood. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. But this one, or this one, I'm going to use one for vise. I might get another dishing stump. And I don't know. We'll find out. I'll find a use for them. There's that, and that's about it. All I have right now. I would like to get a straight ping hammer, but those are kind of hard to find. It's like a cross ping hammer, except the ping is straight, not cross. I'll show you guys when I can get a cross ping hammer. I don't know when my first video will be up. I have no blacksmith tongs. You can use vice grips, but I don't find those. It's been said that those aren't too trusting. Sound the locking mechanism can fail, and having a piece of hot metal land on my foot or on my hand does not sound too comfortable. There's that, and that's about all I have to show you guys right now. I can actually pick this anvil up. It's pretty movable, but once I bolt it down, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't want to, of course I can't drill through it. That would weaken the feet too. And I can move it with ease. Now, the great thing about this anvil is I got it donated pretty much by my grandpa, and it's in really good condition. Like I'll zoom in here. If you're looking at getting an anvil yourself, see how the body of it itself and the feet are not cracked. That's really good. You don't want that. If you get the face, it's relatively smooth. It's like perfectly smooth. There's no dinks or cuts into the metal. Now what this would actually do is if you had any cuts into this while you're working your hot metal, with a hot press, or a die, you would actually make those indentations into the metal, and it would form deformities in whatever you're doing. But that's about all I have to show you. Oh, I have a fuller maker, which was actually, I'll get that for you guys here. Actually, I have 2 more things to show you. Okay. What we have here is a fuller maker. When I did, I think I took a 1-inch bar or round stock and welded it to this. I riveted this together in my welding shop class with an acetylene torch. And what this does is you put your piece of metal here while it's hot, and you hammer it, and you get a depression in the metal. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but I actually did this in my other class. You can see how it loops down just a little bit. Now, if I can actually, if it's a little off, it's Mark 1, I guess. I'll probably make another one in my welding class next year. So that's that. This is a block of aluminum. And this is a softer metal, so it won't damage the metal I'm riveting to. This is pretty much just going to be a riveting anvil. So then I don't mark up my anvil. You can do something with the shoulder, which you take like a piece of scrap steel or a piece of plate steel, and you would bend it around the face, and it'd be like a saddle, and it'd just sit on here while you're doing hot cuts with metal or you're doing punches. I kind of cry when I see guys in videos, and they're sitting here, and they have that chisel, and they're banging it, and they hit the face. I kind of cry a little bit, to be honest with you. And then here I took a magnet and welded a piece of stock onto it. You guys are wondering, what the heck is this kid doing? Why is he welding a magnet on this? Now, this is actually really important to do this. A simple way of telling whether or not your piece of metal is ready to be quenched, which is when you heat this up to critical temperature and you quench it in oil or water and you cool it down rapidly to harden it, to be as hard as it can be if you get it right. Now, to tell if it's at the right temperature is with a magnet. You see how this sticks? If this was at critical temperature and it was ready to be quenched, well, one, I wouldn't be able to touch it with my hand, and two, it would fall to the ground. It is not magnetic. And I'll just quench it. See how this is high carbon steel, probably in oil, after that's done. And that's after I do all my rough grinding, all my polish, my first polish, get that done. So, thanks guys for watching my video. I wanted to get you guys updated on what I have for blacksmithing. So all my videos have been for male armor. So thanks guys for watching. This is Call to Arms. Subscribe to my channel if you like it and you're interested in this stuff. Leave any suggestions or comments in the box below. And follow me on Twitter. Thanks.